Welcome back to Sorry I Haven't a Clue, which is the big quiz that everybody loves on Radio 4, and it's got several big stars, and of course the biggest of them all is Graeme Garden. I'm going to say that to everybody, by the way.
I thought you probably would, yes. Well, call them all Graeme Garden.
Well, that's right, which would be a bit embarrassing. I'll tell you what I like about you on this quiz. You're odd and different and peculiar, and you've got funny, haven't you?
You mean over the years I've got funny, or I've got funny somewhere lurking about my person? Yeah, probably I have.
Do you enjoy it? I mean, you always seem to be the one that comes across with great warmth, and not every comedian does, like Jack Deere we're going to talk about later.
Well, no, Jack's a very warm, cuddly guy, really. I don't know if I come across with warmth. It's because I'm probably smiling a lot of the time when we do the show, and as they say, a smile is the only bit of body language you can hear. So I have a great time, and I'm smiling because I'm enjoying what everyone else is doing. The great thing about the show is when we do it on the radio, of course, it's a different show every time, and we do try not to let on to each other what we're going to be doing. So we try to surprise and entertain each other as much as anything. Doing it on the road is different. We've got a sort of fairly set formula for the show, although it does differ from night to night, and that's what the fun of it is, developing things that sort of grow as we go along, or drop out as we try 8 times to make it work and it doesn't.
As far as I can see, this is more or less all your fault, this show, because you've really been here from the beginning, haven't you?
It was kind of my fault. Well, it was certainly blamed on me after the first pilot we did, because what we did was Bill Oddie and I used to be writing I'm Sorry, I'll Read That Again on the radio, which was a sketch show with John Cleese and Tim and Bill Oddie and me and David Hatch, Joe Kendall. And Bill and I didn't have time to write another series. We started working in television, and I'd been on a couple of panel games, and I thought, this is good. You just get a few people and invent a game, and they write their own script, and they come along and be funny. So I thought up some really stupid games, and I thought we could get the cast of I'm Sorry, I'll Read That Again together and make this comedy panel show, which we did. And none of us had quite knew what to expect, or we hadn't really prepared for it. Well, you can't. A lot of it was ad-libbed. And it was a horrible experience. Apart from the fact that David Hatch, who produced it, and I had both independently come up with the idea of Humphrey Lyttelton in the chair. I think it was great, but we all hated doing the pilot, and they all gave me a very hard time afterwards, and we all said never again. But the BBC commissioned a series, and so we were lumbered. And the first 2 or 3 years were pretty harrowing, and I think at the end of every series we said never again, and we still do.
What I love about the show is it's so simple and it's so silly, and you don't take yourself seriously, and you're not wrapped up in political nonsense. It really is just about having fun, isn't it?
It is. It's the sound of time wasting, as how I described it once. That's all it is. It's people play games like Monopoly or poker or whist or bridge or whatever it is, and it's just filling time, and it's quite exciting to do and quite fun to do. And so that's what I hope this game is like, and what this show is like. It's certainly fun for us, and we've got a terrifically warm, supportive sort of audience who follow us now, and that's wonderful. The audiences come to see the show, and that they're determined to have a good time, whatever we do.
And they are almost in on the gag. I mean, you mentioned Lionel Blair, and he gets a cheer before you've even done your terrible lines about him. Where did these characters come from that you pick on?
Mostly they come from Ian Pattinson, who writes the links and has for about 20 years nearly. He wrote all the Pumps material. He goes on writing material for the show now, and he would just get a bee in his bonnet now and again about a character, and who would go on every week about Lionel Blair or Mrs. Trellis or Samantha, all fictional characters, I hasten to add. But yeah, that's where it came from, and the audience are very much in on the joke. Certain rounds are announced and get a round of applause. Or when we're playing Mornington Crescent, somebody will make a move and say it may be Piccadilly Circus, and the audience will go, ooh, and there'll be this sort of murmur and rustle and disapproval in the audience, or a big round of applause, like a cricket match.
This set of interviews today for me have been really simple, because I just ask you all the same questions, and I'm going to ask you the same question I asked Barry. What have you enjoyed doing the most, and who have you enjoyed working with the most? Because you've had such a fascinating career.
Lots of things were great fun to do. The Goodies was obviously terrific for those 10 years that we did them. I suppose that the most sort of ongoing fun has been Clue, because that's 37 years or whatever it is, and it's been a delight to work with this very nice bunch of people, and it's been a platform for us to get to know and meet and work with some of the younger people who are coming along and coming up, who otherwise we probably wouldn't necessarily appear on the same platform with. So that's been, I think that's been the most enduring fun. But everything, do a bit in Miss Marple or something, and that's fun. Then you do a bit in Holby City, and that's good fun. Tim and I are off back to Australia. We had fun there a couple of times, doing a tour of a sort of goodies show, showing clips and chatting. So we're going back to chat some more, not just about goodies, but I hope about Clue, because now that the Clue DVD is out, we can show some clips to the Australians, if they can see it through the dust.
Well, we'll talk to Tim next and find out if he's looking forward to it. We'll also talk to Jeremy Hardy, and we've got Jack D on the way. We're here today celebrating the stars of Sorry I Haven't a Clue, which is one of the greatest radio quizzes ever. We'll play a piece of music, and then we'll play something from the new CD. Graeme, thanks so much for talking to me.
It's been my pleasure, Alex.